The latest smartwatch from Samsung? Let's check this out. Dave Taylor here, and I'm checking out this. This is the Samsung Galaxy Watch6 smartwatch, and it's a beauty. As you can see, it has a new big, super bright screen. I have this on full brightness, and you can see this in direct sunlight. It just looks fantastic. Comes in 40mm or 44mm sizes. This is the 44mm one, and that gives you a screen of a surprisingly small 432 by 432 pixels that can display 16 million colors. So it might be a very humble screen, but it is a really bright and colorful screen. It also has a maximum of 2000 nits of brightness. Now, obviously, if you crank the brightness all the way up as I have, then what happens is you end up eating up all your battery. But of course, since it's a smartwatch, you can do things like change the face. Let's do that one. And it's super easy, and to me, that's one of the great benefits of this, because I have lots of watches, and I'm going to just be honest, I like watches, and I like traditional watches, but it's one face, and that's all you get. With these smartwatches, you can say, wow, that looks really cool, but today I think I'm going to do something different, and you can change it on your watch. But of course, it also comes with the Galaxy Wear app. And this is a Galaxy Fold. So as you can see, it is a big, glorious screen and more Samsung gear. And if I just open up the Galaxy Wearable app, I can do things like, and you ready for this? We're going to change the face. Let's see how long this takes. We'll change to this one. And you'll be able to see as that happens, but you know, it's so easy to do that. It's so easy to have this really just be what exactly you want. And you know, it's already changed and it's all ready for me to use. Now, it has a sapphire crystal glass, which is really great. The reason the screen's fully off is because it knows it's not on my wrist, so it's trying to save battery. So as long as I occasionally tap on it, it will be fine. On the back, you can see there's all these sensors. I'm going to have a lot of close-ups in just a second. In fact, let's just jump straight to that, and then I'll give you some more specs in a little while. So let me give you a nice close-up, and we'll change that face again. One way you can change the face is by tapping and holding, and then you can just swipe between different faces. But let's actually do it from the phone. And so with the phone, all I have to do is tap on that, and it switches. Now, that's a face I've used before, so if I try one that is new and I've never tried before, let's pick this one. And you can get much better sense of how quickly it downloads. It's pretty fast. Let's go back to that one though. So pretty fun. I'm going to give you another demo that shows you some of the swipe mechanisms and all the different things, but I want to just tell you that this newest version of the Galaxy Watch is actually now powered by an Exynos W930 CPU, and it's a dual-core 1.4 gigahertz. So it's a big jump up in performance from previous Galaxy Watch systems. And one thing about the Galaxy Watch line is that up to the Watch 3, it was also compatible with iPhone and iOS. But as of Watch 4, Watch 5, and obviously Watch 6, it is no longer iOS compatible, so you have to have an Android phone. Ideally, you have a Samsung phone because it has the Samsung UI and stuff too, and it works really well with Samsung devices like this Fold, right? And it runs Wear OS nonetheless, 16 gig of storage, 2 gig of RAM, and the battery, I find it lasts a couple of days. They say it's 30 hours with always on or 40 hours if you don't have the always on feature. I actually really like that the most recent generation of these watches has that always on feature. So if I put it on my wrist, and it's kind of a funky band because you want to put it on very loosely, because you're going to feed the end of the band inside. So it goes underneath the band. So you have a little extra thickness. And that becomes important. And now, of course, it's going to be a tilt to wake. And then when it's not awake, it's still on. It's just a more subtle presentation, and it's not as bright. So it's trying to maximize that battery life. But 40 hours if you turn off always on, That's pretty impressive. Now, what's really fun with this is you can take phone calls, you can get text messages and respond to them, you can take photos, you can manage things going on your phone, you can play music and control music, you can pair your Bluetooth earbuds with the watch. Really cool. And of course, all of these smartwatches are all about notifications. So when something happens, your phone gets a notification, but it's also mirrored on your watch. So I don't have a lot going on because I'm using a loaner phone from AT&T, which is super nice of them. By the way, if you close it, it goes to the same app in half width, but it doesn't have active service. So it's only so much I could test. But having said that, let's go do another close-up and let me show you some of the cool swipe options and mechanisms you have here. Swiping in different directions gives you different results. So if we go from the top down, for example, we get to settings and all of the ways that you can change things. So you can see I have the brightness all the way up. And then you can just click here on the right button. There are two buttons on the side. You can click on that and it'll take you right back to your home. If I go from the bottom, that gets me all the different apps. And so we can test something. Let's go to here and let's see. Now you're hearing the audio as recorded by the watch. And I'm talking from about a foot away, so it's actually surprisingly good. So what you heard is I actually switched audio source so you could hear from the microphone. So that was the swipe up, got me all the different apps. If I swipe in from the right, I get to different screens, and you can see I'm only just starting out my day in terms of movement. And I can just keep going. And if you look quickly, there's that little dial on the top that shows me the different sort of tiles that I have here. And you can get to your ECG. There's lots and lots of features. And then you can just push the button to go back home. And then one more direction is from the left, and that gives you notifications. And now I can again swipe back. As I said, I don't have a lot of notifications because I don't have an active phone it's connected to, but usually that would be where it was showing you a lot of stuff. And those are the real basics of it, and it's really easy to get the hang of it. Probably the most important feature for many people is the fitness tracker. And this one can track not just your steps, but it can also track things like your heart rate. And it has a built-in sleep coach, which actually will analyze your sleep patterns for a couple of weeks and make suggestions on how you can get more, better, and higher quality sleep. And honestly, in this day and age, most of us could do with a little more sleep and a little better sleep, so this can help you with that. It's also IP68 water resistant, which means that you can wear this swimming, you can wear this in the shower, you're good. If it falls into the deep end of the pool, no need to panic, but you probably shouldn't leave it there for a week because it has a rating of about 30 minutes in full immersion. So, you know, if it falls in, jump in and pull it back out. Not a big deal. But honestly, it's just so nice and so comfortable, and it's nice, and it's, you know, not the thinnest watch in my entire collection of watches, but it's also quite thin for a smartwatch with all of these capabilities. So really lots to like. In terms of the charging, it's the same basic mechanism that all smartwatches use, which is that they have a magnetic charge base, and then it actually just goes on, and then you just plug it in. This is a USB-C. It does not come with a wall charger, so you'll need to provide that, or plug this into your computer or any other USB-C charging mechanism, and it will just sit there and charge, and when it's done, you pull it off, and you're back to hopefully 100%, and you're ready to put it back on your wrist with that same loose approach and tucking it in here. And one other thing I'll mention is that this also sports the Samsung One Touch Quick Release Band. So if you find another band or you get another band from Samsung, then it's really, really easy to switch bands. I know some people like this sort of I don't know, rubbery band, and other people prefer something that's more woven or maybe leather. There are lots of options, and that's also really great. So that's really everything I have for you. I really like this watch, and I like that it's round. I think, you know, I've been wearing the Apple Watch a lot, and that's a rectangular watch, and so it's fun to have something that's actually watch shape. Sorry, Apple. And this particular generation, the Watch 6, they've made the bevel around the edge much thinner, so that screen display goes almost to the full edge of the actual watch, which gives you effectively a bigger screen with the same size watch, which is pretty nice engineering. So lots to check out. Comes in graphite, which is this color, or silver, and the 40 millimeter also has a gold option, and it's definitely one to check out if you're looking for a smartwatch. And if you're already in the Samsung ecosystem, this is an absolute no-brainer. If you're just an Android user, then I would say the two big runners in the race here are this and the Google Pixel Watch. That's also one to look for. But if you're a Samsung person with this sort of device, then this is a no-brainer smartwatch. So definitely one to check out. Now, let's talk about the price. But before we get to the price, I'm going to invite you to subscribe to my channel. Click or tap on that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up or a comment. Appreciate all feedback. Cool. This, let me just put it this way, I guess you don't have to look at it upside down, is the Samsung Galaxy Watch 6 smartwatch, graphite or silver, and it's $379.99 or $10.56 a month times 36 months, both through att.com. You can get it through Samsung, you can get it through other companies, but AT&T was kind enough to loan me the watch and the phone for this very review. So that I definitely appreciate. So that's why I'm plugging AT&T, but you can go wherever you want. Honestly, it's going to be the same watch. But definitely, if you're just using a phone and you're constantly looking at your phone, it's kind of a game changer to have those notifications on your wrist. But if you're constantly looking at your wrist, you might also consider dialing down what things actually are allowed to give you notifications so that you can also stay focused on your life. A little bit of homespun wisdom there. Hopefully that's helpful too. That's all I got. So I'll hope to catch you in my next video.